Let's talk real quick about the rat. Let's talk the rat boy, because Brendan, you brought up there is this video of his sort of like endorsement interview with the New York Times in their like conference room, where like they sit around a table and then all the New York Times, like the New York Times,
I think it's the opinion
lanyards, the opinion editors and writers,
the Bennett's boys,
the Bennett boys.
Did Michael Bennett get an interview with them, by the way? Because that would have been weird talking to his brother about endorsing him.
I don't know a lot about the context of the clip except for what you just said. It's the New York Times vetting everybody,
and like they grill everyone. And this is like, and Bernie did it last week when they literally asked him like, they were like, hey, have you ever had your heart broken? And he was like, what, you mean personally? And they were like, yeah. And he's like, I'm not going to answer that. Like,
that was embarrassing.
It was
deeply.
It was really bad. But yeah, let's just look at this.
This one was way better. So I was laughing about this, Matt. All morning.
Matt hasn't seen this. We're gonna edit the audio into this, but I'm just gonna play it for Matt right now.
Wait, can we just set the scene?
Yeah, I want to say, you set it up.
So, both for Matt, who's about to visually see it, but for you at home, in case you haven't, Pete is in the room with the board, looking like a rat, and he is now questioned by this man who looks like Bob Balaban and talks like Bob Balaban, and is unrelenting against what is usually, I think a media darling candidate.
So he looks and talks like Bob Balaban, but Brendan, you pointed it out. His affect is exactly like Ash from Alien, when it's just his like milk covered head on a fucking table, just going.
The architect.
I admire its purity. I won't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathies.
He is the architect in the Matrix. Yeah. He is an android, a righteous android in the face of Pete. All right, so just with that in mind.
Okay. I hate to see robot-on-robot violence.
You've been on the front lines of corporate downsizing. You've been on the front lines of corporate price fixing. You've been on the front lines of our misadventures.
I'm sorry,
of our misadventures in foreign policy. You've had direct experience of many of the things that make a lot of young people very angry about the way that this country is operating right now. You don't seem to embody that anger.
So the proposition that I've been on front lines of corporate price fixing is just to
get that. Swear!
He did a cuss!
Wait, rewind, because his answer is what's great.
You don't seem to embody that anger.
So the proposition that I've been on front lines of corporate price fixing is just to get that out of the way.
You worked for a company that was fixing bread prices.
No, I worked for a consulting company that had a client that may have been involved in fixing what was apparently in a scandal. I was not aware of the Canadian bread pricing scandal until last night.
But do you feel the anger that many young people feel about the state of this?
Yeah, of course, because it destroyed my city. I grew up.
You can turn it off after that, because then he just dissembles. But when it cuts back to him after that very robotic opening, he goes, first of all, just want to say that's bullshit. He goes, but he worked for a company that was fixing bread prices. I mean, it was just so dead-eyed, and his weird accent. It's like he's talking in code. Yeah. Like in literal JavaScript.
I do love the response. That's, excuse me, I was a consultant for a company that may have fixed bread prices.
But
that's the kind of straight shooting people really love.
I was watching that, and it was just, what are you doing, Pete? I'm trying to bring the country together with our shared values. I can't let you do that, Pete.
Pete, are you fixing bread prices again?
I don't know why it made me laugh so hard, but it was just like, I don't know who that guy is, first of all. Yeah. I don't know like his writing or his role in the New York Times, but his performance there is so good. And Pete, of course, it makes him look horrible.
We've been fixing the bread prices.
But you work for a
very,
company.
very angry. Yeah. You for fixing the bread
it's kind of Hannibal Lecter-ish a little bit as well. It's Balaban, Lecter, Ash. Android Ash. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Hal.
Yeah. Yes. No.
Dude, who is that guy? He scares
awesome.
me.
I love him.
He's terrifying. He's fucking scary, dude.
But I want him.
Why is your voice like that, dude? Like,
I want him to be in an all-white suit explaining how Neo has to plug back into the code.
And they really nail Pete really hard. Ask him first question. What did Miggs yell at you? He hissed at you as you came into the office. What did he say?
What's the most you've ever made by fixing bread? After that interview, there was at least one stray dog in New York City that did not make it through the night.
As Felix said, he went straight to the animal shelter for a kinetic situation. Yeah. He got real kinetic at a dog shelter.
But that was so amazing, is that the obvious usual punchline is Pete is a robot. He doesn't have a soul, but he looks more human in that one clip. In that one clip, he finally looks a little bit
in that actual interview and the extended thing in the New York Times. He says that he was not aware that millennials are calling him Mayo Pete.
Yes. Are you aware of your nickname on Twitter? Oh, listen, I know it's a meme. I don't know. You seem agitated, Pete. What's wrong? Don't you like the nickname? Yeah.
You come across Amy Klobuchar in the desert. She's struggling to get up. Why aren't you helping her up, Pete?
Oh, it was wonderful.